Hi, and welcome to the spring retreat. So glad that you guys can make it today. And welcome to this practice. This practice is really about energizing and really ringing in the spring energy that is there and cultivating it within ourselves so that we can face this new season ready for whatever opportunities and potential is out there for us. I'm Carrie with Belonger Yoga, and let's go ahead and get started. Come to the top of your mat and come into mountain pose, please. So, really wanting to have a nice, firm foundation beneath us. So, really get your feet spread nice and wide, the heels on the mat, the balls of your foot on the mat, your hips facing forward, your tailbone tucking just a little bit, arms down by your side. Let's go ahead and roll our shoulders way up into our ears, roll them back, and then bring them all the way back down. Now we're in a good, solid, strong mountain pose. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be working towards tree posture. And I chose tree because trees start to bloom in the spring. Looking out my window and all the little buds are already starting to come out. So I thought that was a really great posture to focus on as we get into this next season. So come back into that mountain pose and gently close down your eyes. And let's begin by taking 3 deep centering breaths, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Again, inhale and exhale. One more time, the biggest breath you've got this time. Really filling up your lungs, filling up your chest. And a nice, big, heavy sigh out the mouth. Open your eyes and inhale your arms up overhead. And exhale, hands through heart center and forward fold. Inhale, hands to your shins, halfway lift. Let's give nice long length through the spine, crown of head reaching forward, tailbone reaching back, and forward fold. Root down through your feet, really get a strong foundation, and inhale your arms up overhead, and exhale them back down to your heart center. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, arms down through heart center, forward fold. Hands to shin, lengthen that spine and get a nice halfway lift and a forward fold. And let's stay here for just one moment. Really start to think about what you're looking to do in this next season. Go ahead and plant the hands and step your right foot back. We're going to come up into a high lunge position. So inhale your arms up overhead. Ooh, I'm losing my balance a little there. And let's take a quick check at where we're at in this posture. You're wanting a nice, strong foundation with your feet. You want your hips facing forward, that tailbone slightly tucked. What I like to do is give a nice little bend in that back foot and then gently, slowly straighten it back just a little bit, still keeping the front knee at a 90-degree over that ankle. Arms up overhead. And let's stay here for one full breath. And now we're going to rotate that back foot, open those arms nice and wide, and come into our warrior 2 position. Again, take a quick peek at where your body is. Are your arms in alignment right out of the shoulders? Hips moving forward. That front knee heading out over those toes. And from here, we're going to inhale our arms up overhead, straighten that front leg, and exhale back to warrior 2. And inhale them up and exhale them down. We're just going to start to get some movement here. Inhale them up And exhale them down. And one last time. Inhale up and exhale, arms back to warrior two. Reach that front arm out over you and place that elbow onto the knee and extend your right arm up overhead for an extended side angle posture. And we're going to stay here for 2 breaths. And we're going to come back up into a warrior two. Let's rotate that back foot, come back up into that high lunge just for a moment. Bring your hands down to your heart center. Lean up forward and hook that right elbow over the left knee. And let's go ahead and do a rotated twist. What we're doing here is we're really trying to build up a strong foundation, just like a tree. We need to have that strong foundation to grow. We need to have good roots in the ground. And let's go ahead and inhale those arms back up. Woo, losing my balance here. And step that back foot forward. Come back into our mountain pose. Let's inhale our arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to go back in and start doing this on the other side. Go ahead and halfway lift. Forward fold. This time step the left foot back and come up into that high lunge position. Just for a moment, do that quick check, see where your body is at. We want the knee over the ankle. We want the hip bones facing forward, a little tuck in the tailbone. Go ahead, and if you want to bend that back leg just a smidge, and then slowly straighten it. Inhaling those arms up overhead if you have not already done so. And opening up into warrior two. Go ahead and adjust your feet, get your balance, your strength and your structure, your stability here. And we're going to straighten that front leg and inhale the arms up overhead and exhale them back down. Inhale the arms up overhead and back down. 2 more times. We're just getting a little bit of movement here. And 1 more. And now we're in warrior two again. From here, let's extend out over that. This is the right knee. And place that elbow on the thigh. Exhale that left arm up overhead. If you'd like, you can look up towards the ceiling or the sky if you're outside. See if you can open up that chest just a little bit more. Opening up to spring opportunities, things that are coming to you. And come back into that warrior two position. Rotate the back foot. Come up. Whoa, geez, lose my balance. Come back up into, it's okay if you lose your balance. So what we're here to do is to try to get balance in life. So come back up into your high lunge position just for a moment and step that back foot forward. Okay, let's go ahead and inhale our arms up overhead and keep them there for just a moment. With your right hand, gently grasp your left wrist, and let's just gently fold over to the side for a nice little side angle bend. And we're going to hold here for just a few breaths. Just get a little bit of stretch into the side body. Inhale them back up. Let's go ahead and switch hands and gently bend over to the left hand side. And inhale them back up and back down. Whew. Let's get into our tree posture. Again, I said that I chose tree because it's such a great symbol of spring. What happens in spring is all of the blooms, depending on where you are, at least for us here in the US, it's spring season, right? And so all of the trees are starting to bloom. The flowers are starting to come out. I live in the desert, so I get little cactus things going on. But what happens with tree is we're going to need a strong, solid foundation. right? We want to plug ourselves into the energy of the earth and really get that earth energy coming up from the trunk of the tree, the roots of the tree coming all the way up, okay? So we're gonna start with our weight on our left foot. And let's go ahead. I'm gonna give you a couple of stops you can do for tree. So you can place you're going to open up your hip, your knee, and you can place your hip on your foot on your ankle. You can place it on your calf if that's where your balance is today. Let me see, my balance seems to be a little off. Or you can bring the foot, told you my balance is off today, all the way up into your thigh. So pick the stop that works for you today. And let's see if I can get my balance. There it goes. Not happening. All right, I might have to go further down. All right, get my balance, get your balance. When you've got it, go ahead and bring your hands to your heart center. See if you can open up that hip on that right leg. Really push that thigh, your left thigh, into your right foot. That'll help you with that balance. Pick a focus, something to look at, something that's non-moving, so that you can have something that you can focus on throughout this posture. And I want you to really imagine your foot, your roots going deep down into the earth, gathering up that earth energy, and that energy starts coming up your leg, and it comes up into your hips, and it comes into your torso, and up into your chest, and then up into your arms as you lift them overhead and open those arms up, spreading your fingers nice and wide, just like a tree in spring, opening up to rebirth, opening up to renewal, and opening up to all the possibilities of this beautiful season. And take one more big breath. And let's exhale that all the way down. Let's go ahead and shake that out because that was a lot. And let's do that on our other side. So put your balance into your right foot. And again, pick the stop, whether it's the foot on the ankle, the calf, or all the way up to the thigh. And get yourself situated, bringing that foot up into the thigh, pressing the foot and the thigh together, really getting long through the crown of the head. Hands to your heart center if you haven't already done that. Pick your focus point, something to help you to keep your balance. And again, imagine your right foot, the roots going deep down into the earth, gathering up all that energy, and that energy coming up your leg, through the hips, through your torso, into the chest, and opening up those arms as that energy comes out our fingertips like the buds of the brand new little flowers and blooms that we're going to have this spring. And now I fell out of balance. It's okay. Fell out of balance. Come back into it. And stay here with that tree-like energy, that spring-like energy, shooting out your fingertips, knowing that this is such a beautiful season full of new opportunities, all those things you've been working towards. This is a season that they're going to start to shine. And let's go ahead and come out of that. Tree is such a great posture, isn't it? It takes a lot with balance and energy. But we've got it. We're through that. Come back up to the top of the mat. Come back into mountain pose for just a moment. Go ahead and take your feet just a little bit wider, maybe about as wide as the mat, maybe a little less, and point your toes outwards, hands to your heart center, and let's just shimmy our way down into yogi squat. Okay, you're wanting and if you'd like to, you can put a block under your bottom if you need a little bit more support. That's okay. But we're going to have our elbows on our insides of our knees, pushing them out as our knees are pushing in, tailbone reaching down towards the ground, crown of the head reaching up towards the sky. Nice length in that spine, hands to heart center. Let's stay here for just 2 breaths. Just gathering up this support that this posture gives us. And go ahead and make your way onto the mat, into staff pose. So you want to be sitting on your bottom, legs extending forward, and toes flex back towards the knees. Inhale your arms up overhead and gently fold forward. If you want, you can bend your knees a little bit to give you a little bit more flexibility to reach your toes. When we're coming forward, we're wanting to really hinge from our hips, not just reach through our lower back, right? So we're going to stay here for just a couple of breaths. Enjoying staff pose, a little stretch in the legs. This is a quick practice today, but boy, that was some strong work on our legs. So we're just going to hold here for just one more breath. And come back up. Let's bring our right foot into our left thigh. So we're going to recreate that tree-like posture here in a seated position. The left toes still flexing back towards the knee. Inhale those arms up overhead and gently fold forward into a forward fold using that tree-like shape with our right knee. And exhale down. We're going to hold here for just a few breaths. Stretching out the left leg, the calf, back side of the leg, the hamstring, getting a little bit into the hips, and come all the way back up. Open up the hip just a little bit more on the right leg. And we're going to extend the left arm out over the left leg and the right arm up overhead for a side body stretch here. Opening up a little bit in that shoulders, the chest, moving a little bit more towards the sky. Look up if that's comfortable for your neck. And we'll hold here for just a few breaths. And come on back down. Let's come back into staff pose just for a moment. Shake out those legs and bring the left foot into the right thigh. Again, for this tree-like stretch for the right leg. I think it's Janu Sirsasana, I think is what they're called. I think that is tree posture. So it's Janu Sirsasana legs here as we're coming into this. So inhale your arms up overhead and exhale, fold forward. Coming down to reach the toes or maybe your shin. Great thing about yoga is it's not just about reaching the toes. It's not just about how deep you go into the stretch. It's really, yoga is such a journey. And let's stay here for just one more breath. And come on back up. Open up the hip a little bit. So we're going to do that side angle stretch on this side. So your right arm's reaching out over your right foot. Your left arm is coming up overhead and getting a side body stretch, opening up a little bit in that shoulders into the chest, looking up if it's comfortable. And stay here for just a few breaths. And one more. And let's come back down. Go ahead and make your way onto your back. And we're going to do just a couple more stretches. We're going to extend our legs nice and long. Where am I at here? And we're going to, let's plant our feet on the mat actually. And let's take our right foot and place it on the left knee. This is our figure 4 style legs. If you'd like, you can just keep them right here. Maybe put a little bit of pressure on the thigh if you want to get a little deeper. Or if you really want to go deep, bring that whole leg, the knee, the left knee up and wrap your hands. You can go behind your left thigh or even on top of the knee, or on top of your shin, actually, is where you'd want to be. Try to keep your hips down on the mat, so not rolling them up, right? And bring, with the hips on the mat, this is kind of funky, but hips on the mat, trying to bring the knee in a little bit closer so you can start to get that stretch over here. And we'll hold here for two breaths, 3 breaths. Yeah. Let's go ahead. Just stretching it out. Flexing the feet. One more breath. Place the left foot on the mat, and with the feet and legs still in this configuration, spread your arms out nice and wide, and we're going to drop the legs over to the left for a nice side body stretch. With the legs, we're going to get into the hips, into the back here. Spread that right arm out nice and long. Look out over the right hand if you'd like to. 2 more breaths here. Remember that when you're stretching and you start to feel a little tension, use your breath to get into those spaces. That's where the breath is so helpful, to breathe into where that tension is and see if you can help it make a little more space for you. There we go. And bring the legs back up and keep them in this configuration. And gently drop them over to the right side. This is what we call twisted root. So knowing that we have our roots deep in the ground and that spring energy springing forth from our tree, thought this was going to be a fun one to have. It's okay if your legs do, like your knees, you can see mine, do not touch the ground. This is a very intense stretch for the side body. So give yourself a lot of grace here. And go ahead and bring the legs back up, and drop the right foot down on the mat. And let's bring the left ankle over the right knee and do that on this side. So again, you can stay here and just a little pressure on that left thigh to get a little bit of stretch, or you can bring that whole legs up and grab behind the thigh or on top of the shin. That's where I like to do it. Keeping your hips, the low back on the mat, but bringing the knee a little bit more forward towards your chest. So you get a little bit deeper stretch into the left glute here. Couple of breaths. Remember, using the breath to help ease any tightness that might be in there. Breathing into that area, allowing it to expand and get some more space. And go ahead and drop the foot down. And with the leg configuration the same, drop it over to the right and extend your left arm nice and long. Looking out over that left arm if you'd like to, the left hand. Using your right arm on your thigh to maybe go a little deeper if you want to, or maybe you need to come out of it a little bit. That's okay. One more breath. Bring the legs back up and now drop them over to the left side, extending the right arm out nice and long. And again, give yourself grace. This one is a more intense side body stretch. It's okay. Bring the legs up. Plant the feet on the mat. And let's go ahead and extend our feet nice and long, coming into a Shavasana. Arms down by your side. Close down the eyes. Start to let your breath come naturally. Inhaling and exhaling. And on the exhale, allow your body to sink further into the mat, knowing that the earth will support you. Using this time to relax, allow that energy to move through your body. Looking at all the opportunities that this new season of life will bring. Just breathing naturally. Loosen your jaw. Release the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Wiggle the eyebrows if you need to. Soften. Soften into the earth. And let's start to wiggle our toes. Wiggle the fingers. Make some movements in your body. Inhale your arms up overhead. And gently roll over onto your side. And make your way into a seated position. We're going to close this practice out. You can go ahead and open your eyes if you'd like to. We're going to close this practice out with a breathing technique called Nadi Shodhana. It's also called alternate nostril breathing. And it's a way to balance the body between the yin and the yang energy, between the heat and the cool. And as spring equinox is a day where we have equal light and dark, I thought it was very appropriate to use this technique. So if you're unfamiliar with it, we're going to take your right hand and close down the ring, the index and the middle finger. We're going to use the ring finger on the left nostril and the thumb on the right. And the way it's going to work is we're always going to start and end on the left side. So we're going to use the thumb to close down the right nostril. You're going to inhale through the left. Use the ring finger to close the left nostril, open the right, and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Use the thumb to close that and open the left and exhale through the left. And that is one round. We're going to do about 5 rounds of that. So go ahead and get yourself settled. Get yourself in a nice, comfortable seated position. Your left arm just rest naturally, however is comfortable on your side. Get your right hand ready. So close down the right nostril with your thumb. And inhale on the left. Close the left, open the right, exhale on the right. Inhale on the right. Close the right, open the left, exhale. Inhale on the left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Continue like this for 2 more rounds. When you're done breathing out, exhaling on the left side, drop the hands down on them onto your knees, onto your thighs. Close your eyes if they're not already. And just feel the effects of the breath, the strong standing postures we did today, this whole practice, this renewal, the rebirth, the beautiful opening of flowers and blooming trees, and knowing that this is your season of opportunity. This is your season to bloom. Go ahead and bring your hands to your heart center and join me in a closing Om, the universal sound, the energy all around us. Inhale. Thank you for joining me today at this spring retreat. I hope you are enjoying the practices that you're getting from all of these beautiful ladies. And again, I'm Carrie at Belonger Yoga, and thank you for joining me today.